YouTube, walk one. It's your brother Bolo here now with it. I listen up. It's here. Shout out to all our new subs, you understand what I did it and listen. I want to say thank you to all of my day ones, of course. Yes. Gotta give it up to the day ones. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody.
Play her part in advancing the
shout out to everybody. Andrew Holness, the champion. He holds the record. Yeah. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, everybody. Andrew Holness, the champion. He holds the record of the weakest leader of all time. Like I said, man, I'm not mixing my words. This meeting that they had about the what you call it, Spark program launch, contracts being signed. Yeah, I heard enough. Each time these people tell a truth, they tell a lie. Oh man, my internet is bugging. Yeah, no wonder. I'm gonna be off this soon, cause I can't take no bad energy right now. None. So let's see what they gotta say on this thing. I'm gonna be skimming through.
No one was in the room. So many beautiful faces are here. Thank you so much for being here with us at the office of the Prime Minister. I'm tempted to break out in song to the Etta James version.
Yo, she is tempted to break out in song. You want to tell us how that $3 trillion go in 3 years? That is the only song I want you to sing, man. Sing that song like a bird, telling. Just tell everything. How in the world did we get here? How in the world did we get to the point where $1 trillion, $3 trillion, I said $1 trillion, my bad, $3 trillion is missing from the purse of the office of the Prime Minister? Unaccounted for. Can you guys hear me? Let me check my thing out here. But let's continue. Let me listen to this.
Of at last. Okay, I didn't get that quite right. Man, our roads will be fixed very, very soon. The government of Jamaica.
Man, that is the mantra. That is like the 2 words the government use the most. Very, very soon. Never. It is done. We have finally did it. It's very, very soon. If this man ain't the lamest, weakest leader of all time, I haven't even gotten into the reason why he's the lamest and weakest leader of all time, to be honest with you. I mean, okay, good. Y'all can hear me good. All right, straight. I'm straight. I just want, let me turn down my mic a little bit. Damn, my microphone, I'm shouting. Lord have mercy. Let me take Lord have mercy. I'm sorry, y'all. Is my mic better, y'all? Is my mic better? Is it good? Is it good? How y'all doing out there? How you guys really doing out there? I wanted to, I got Jennifer in the building. What's up, Jennifer? Good thing about OBS, you can start over whenever you want. I could just press stop, start over. Let me just, get these things in order. The donation link is pinned, ladies and gentlemen. Please remember to hit the like button. Do not be shy to comment. All you gotta do is comment respectfully, and we straight. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty, it's real simple over here. And I'm gonna do a poll, and I want everybody to participate in the poll. All right. Do you think Andrew Holness is the weakest leader of all time? I'm talking about all time. And I really want y'all to think about this. Do you think Andrew Holness, 2S, is the weakest leader of all time? Question mark. Start poll. I'm gonna just be the first one to put my vote in. Y'all already know what I'm voting. Y'all already know what I'm voting, y'all. I'm gonna show you why he's the weakest leader of all time. Jennifer, you good? How you doing, love? What's been happening? Hope all is well, you know. Hope all is well. I am alive right now. Andrew Holness, the champion, you know. A lot of people might see that thumbnail and go, huh? What the hell is Bolo talking about? That's the point. Come and find out. Come and find out what Bolo talking about. There's method to the madness, y'all. There is method to the madness. I'm giving y'all some time to come on in. Come on in. Say your hellos. You know, you can say hello to each other. Here's my wish. My wish is to see the interaction between the people in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can be cordial. Say hello to each other. You know, you ain't got to know each other. It's the internet, you know, but you can be cordial. Salute. You know, hello, how you doing? Wagwan, you're good. Big up yourself. Jamaican style, you know. Whatever the case might be. You know, you ain't got to be, you know. I'm just saying. But they had their meeting today of their Spark program, ladies and gentlemen. The launch. So let's hear some of the details before I really go in. Let's get it.
Jamaica is pleased this morning to ensure that the shared prosperity through accelerated improvement to our road network Spark project is finally signed. The contract will be signed, $45 billion. It's historic, the largest ever in the history of Jamaica in terms of a road improvement project to be in our island. So
the first thing is first. They are talking about $45 billion, the largest ever. Okay. Why is that significant? That's my first question. Why do they keep saying that as if that is a badge of honor? Let's put it into context. The reason why, well, I'm not gonna make this is what they say the reason is. The reason they say it's gonna cost that much money is because we have more roadways. So it would be automatic that it would be the largest of its kind ever. What is significant about that? Why do you guys keep saying that like this is an achievement? Yay, you're spending more money. What? So what? I'm trying to figure out what. Can somebody explain that to me? Well, I digress.
We are absolutely happy about that. To give a quick overview and to bring...
Why are you happy that it's the largest? What the... Yo!
Hey, who man's is this? Oh, man's is this?
I think I gotta turn down that soundbite sound loud as hell. But man, whose man's is this? I know she.
Then the minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Robert Morgan, who will be with us, and he will offer some remarks. Minister.
Thank you.
So this is the money love dash your money. Allegedly in a dance. When the people them in a mock up. Could I use that money there? I am this. Mr. Morgan. Okay.
Thank you very much, Naomi. And I want to acknowledge our distinguished guests, my colleagues and our friends, and also those on social media and traditional media who have tuned in for this very important contract signing. It is my great pleasure.
Contract side. Me could hear what you trying to man.
You can see delivery here with us, Mr.
Me could hear what you trying to man. Look what you're China man say.
The Honorable Prime Minister of Jamaica, Dr. Andrew Holness, representative from Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, the Honorable Ministers of Government and Parliament, my colleagues from Czech, and special invited guests. Good morning. As a representative from
Alright, it's too
China Harbour,
fast.
I'm honored to be part of this
My fault,
significant
so I have to fix
occasion,
that.
the signing of agreement between government of Jamaica and Czech for the sharing
I'ma fix it,
for
y'all. Here we go.
prosperity through assessment and improvement to our road network Spark project. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to the government and the people of Jamaica for entrusting.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix it, people. Go fix it, yeah. This thing right here, man. Sheesh. There we go. All right.
B, the country manager, will now speak with us. Mr. B.
You don't sound too excited in there, though.
The Honorable Prime Minister of Jamaica, Dr. Andrew Holness, representative from Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, the Honorable Ministers of Government and Parliament, my colleagues from Czech, and special invited guests. Good morning. As a representative from China Harbour, I'm honored to be part of this significant occasion, the signing of agreement between government of Jamaica and Czech for the shared prosperity through assessment and improvement to our road network Spark project. We extend our
So China Harbor, so Chinese them responsible to them again. Tell them to blur. Hey. After 5 press, you had deal with. Hey, you listen to this woman. Hey, this is man the weakest leader ever, yeah, man. Andrew Holness is the weakest leader ever. I'm gonna show you why this man is the weakest leader ever. But just I go through a look at China man part. Come on, the people here were happy say. But Andrew Holness, Jesus please, what am I telling you? Rough.
heartfelt gratitude to the government and the people of Jamaica for entrusting us with the development of this transformative initiative. The Spark project, encompassing 4 comprehensive packages, will be executed to the highest international standards of design and construction. These packages cover critical regions across Jamaica. Once completed, this road network will ease congestion, improve connectivity, and unlock unprecedented economic opportunities along the
Now, I want to remember them thing that we say a while ago, you know? Because the amount of money where them a spend. You see, if this road don't do all of those things, I'm talking about how the design is like no other, you know? Top design, you know. Feel me, I deal with $45 billion spend, you know. Although that come like a little bit of money see when compared to $3 trillion we see in a prime minister office, but our money see we are our tax dollars. You feel me I deal with? So we have to make sure so we are get value for money. Don't it? So now listen up.
these corridors, supporting sustainable growth for all Jamaicans. At Czech, we are fully committed to using our strong engineering skills to support the development of this region. During the Spark project, we will work closely with local contractors and workers, sharing and communicate our knowledge and skills. This is a part of our ongoing efforts to build lasting partnership in Jamaica and help improve its infrastructure and workforce. This agreement represents a major step forward in cooperative and mutual beneficial relationship between Czech and Jamaica. I extended my sincere gratitude to all who contribute to making this moment possible. While many have played important roles, I must especially thank you, the Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Andrew Holness, for your visionary leadership and dedication to national development, as well as esteemed member of Cabinet. Together, we're looking forward to deliver a project that will truly shared prosperity across the island. Thank you all.
Nice.
Thank you, Mr. B, for your efficiency in your address. You know, the Prime Minister has been speaking about, you know, the number of ceremonies that we've had to do, and he's made sure to ensure that, one, we get more efficient with our salutations, and so I'm sure that you would recognize that most of the speakers.
All right, we don't want y'all of that. Cut the fluff. Cut the fluff. Make we the weakest leader of all time.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to our listeners virtually and those watching online.
Make we the weakest leader of all time.
We announced the Shared Prosperity through Accelerated Improvement in our Road Network SPARK program, the largest and most comprehensive program in our independent history to improve our road network, including our community roads. This is a massive program that required extensive planning, community-based consultations across the island, as well as an international competitive bidding process. And we are finally at the point today where we will sign the contract for works. I am pleased.
Is it just me, or are those claps very, very timid? Them just reach a point to the side of the contract.
Pleased to report that we have completed all the processes without compromising any guidelines established for good fiscal management, anti-corruption, and transparency.
Oh, that's why we're not happy. And that's why we're not happy, because no corruption couldn't go on. Them holding the feet to the fire. We have to go through all that, take all the time and go through all that red tape. Look pleased at all people. Him look somber.
This is something to be celebrated.
We
have undertaken this massive project in record time and with full compliance. Through the international competitive bidding process, 8 construction companies responded to the request for pre-qualification. There were 2 local companies and 6 international companies. Only 5 companies, however, were successful at the end of this phase of the process. The request for bid proposal was sent to the 5 pre-qualified construction companies. 4 of the 5 contractors submitted bid proposals.
Yeah, me know why y'all get to the gist of it.
And because we wanted to be in absolute compliance with the rules, we did not disclose who the successful bidder was until we had completed what was required of us from a legal standpoint. This then paved the way for the contract to be sent to the.
Hey, they might concentrate on the legal side of things, see? So you know see what go on? Them, hey, Marky G have them weak, people. Marky G have them weak. Then they pump pins and needles.
Public Procurement Commission, which was done on November 11, 2024. The contract was then approved by the Cabinet on November 25, 2024. The contractor was subsequently issued with the letter of award requesting their insurance and bonds. Upon receipt of these, the contractor will be, upon receipt of these, and I'm hoping that you are going to receive them shortly, if not already, the contractor will mobilize to commence work, which will begin this month. I had committed that it would start within this year. If it could start tomorrow, I'd be the happiest person. I am told that there is a date in mind, but I'm not going to say what that date is. When we are certain, and that can only be when the backhoe is on the site, then we will say we have begun. But the marching order is that the work must begin this month.
Last one, me live,
The construction contracts would be in 4 packages.
All right.
Are scheduled for 2 years.
All right.
With an
I'm live, guys. I'm live.
Period during which the contractor would carry out any repairs.
I'm live, guys. I'm live. Hang up. Who get the message already? Hang up. I'm live, guys. Live.
For any defects.
That's not calling, I swear.
Today, we will be signing 4 contracts in the aggregated total of 36 billion, 41 million, 590,200 and 85 Jamaican dollars. It sounds like a lot. Yes, and it is. So that's $36.04 billion.
But hold on there. That's a lot. But what one for this $3 trillion where it's unaccounted for in your office, Mr. Prime Minister? I want one for that. That me interested about, you know.
In total. An additional $5 billion will also be spent on water infrastructure, of which $2 billion will be spent on pipes, water mains. So in total, it's about $38 billion will be spent on infrastructure that will be in the ground. The 4 packages are as follows. Package 1, Kingston, St. Andrew, and St. Thomas. Package 2, St. Catherine and Clarendon. Package 3, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, and Hanover. And Package 4, St. James, Trelawney, St. Anne, St. Mary, and Portland. And that would total, as I had said before, overall approximately $38 billion. 36
big up.
applicable to road infrastructure. In terms of a breakdown of what the rehabilitation and water installation contracts could look like, I won't go into all of that detail. That's quite a bit. I have previously explained that the project will be divided into 2 distinct phases. There is a local component, meaning a focus on community roads, and the other component being a focus on main roads. For the purpose of management of this project, the NWA will be responsible for the management and implementation of all works. They will be supported by teams of engineers, consultants, and other technical professionals. So we expect that there will be sufficient oversight of the work of the contractors. I want to make an important point here that it has never always been the case that when we undertake these large projects, that we upfront the development cost, what we call the pre-investment costs, and in that pre-investment cost, build in a cost for supervision, particularly technical supervision. Sometimes we rely on the in-house expertise of the NWA. But the truth is, with all the projects that the NWA is now undertaking, we would not have the standing capacity to supervise these works to the level that would be required to ensure value for money. So a part of the cost is actually a line item for the pre-investment costs, that is to prepare for going to the public investment assessment process. That means we will have to do, if we have not done already, the environmental impacts, the economic and social impacts, in addition to doing the engineering designs, meeting the standards, in addition to the cost of procurement, and then building into that also the constant supervision that is necessary to ensure value for money. And that's quite a tidy sum. That is in excess of $3 billion of the entire $45 billion allocated. So we expect that many of the problems that we ran into in other projects, we will not have it in the Spark program. I want to spend some time as well to explain to the public, and I find it necessary to do so, because even persons that I think would have the necessary understanding of the project and what we're doing, including members of parliament, seem to believe that this is a road repair routine maintenance program. This is not a routine maintenance road repair program. This is part of the capital budget of Jamaica. And when it comes to capital expenditure, there are certain legal and regulatory requirements that must be complied with. That's number one. And so I think the Jamaican public listening on should understand.
You know the reason why I'm laughing? Something that has to do with legal requirements coming from this man that is under investigation for illicit enrichment. It is quite hilarious. It's quite hilarious. But this is where the weakness comes in. Let's continue.
Understand that the Spark program is a capital investment. And the difference between regular maintenance and the capital investment is that the capital investment creates entirely new value.
What we have to understand is that this road has not been built yet. All we're hearing is promises. Promises of value. Promises of being better than, being the best, That's all we're hearing. Nothing tangible. You know, making excuses for the time it's taking. And it's so convenient that it came just in time to start for the next election. How convenient is that? But, you know, I digress. Let's continue.
That adds to your GDP. There are those who feel that, you know, Prime Minister, you should just take that $45 billion and patch all the roads.
Wait. Who in the hell ever said that? Who in the world? And well, I don't know. I've not heard the opposition say that. Can anybody in the chat? Have you heard the opposition or anybody come on social media and said, we want you to patch the road with the money? Who in the world ever said that? Haven't the people been asking for proper road construction? Isn't that what everybody is saying? Proper road construction. Where is he getting these ideas from? But let's continue.
There is a certain common sense logic to it. But if you think deeply on the problem, patching the roads is a temporary solution for convenience. It is necessary to do it, but it is not a long-term solution.
Duh. Why even say that? Why even bring that up? Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. We're leading up to the weakness of this man, because he's getting to a point, you know, where he's just gonna dive over the damn mountain without a parachute. All right. So pay attention. Pay attention
To Jamaica's aged infrastructure.
Oh, here we go.
If we were patching the roads as a preemptive measure to a deteriorating infrastructure, then it would make sense. But what we really need to do is to make a substantial improvement, creating new value in our road network.
Now, you see, this is where context matters. This is the same government that took away the money, ladies and gentlemen, to maintain the roads in the first place. This is the same government that did that. And if you think I'm lying, let me pull up the document. And meanwhile, I pull up the document, I'm going to go back and let you listen to the fullness of this last minute and a half of this man's rhetoric.
And the other component being a focus on main roads. For the purpose of management of this project, the NWA will be responsible for the management and implementation of all works. They will be supported by teams of engineers, consultants, and other technical professionals. So we expect that there will be sufficient oversight of the work of the contractors. I want to make an important point here that it has never always been the case that when we undertake these large projects, that we upfront the development cost, what we call the pre-investment costs, and in that pre-investment cost, build in a cost for supervision, particularly technical supervision. Sometimes we rely on the in-house expertise of the NWA. But the truth is, with all the projects that the NWA is now undertaking, we would not have the standing capacity to supervise these works to the level that would be required to ensure value for money. So a part of the cost is actually a line item for the pre-investment costs, that is to prepare for going to the public investment assessment process. That means we will have to do, if we have not done already, the environmental impacts, the economic and social impacts, in addition to doing the engineering designs, meeting the standards, in addition to the cost of procurement, and then building into that also the constant supervision that is necessary to ensure value for money. And that's quite a tidy sum. That is in excess of $3 billion of the entire $45 billion allocated. So we expect that many of the problems that we ran into in other projects, we will not have it in the Spark program. I want to spend some time as well to explain to the public, and I find it necessary to do so, because even persons that I think would have the necessary understanding of the project and what we're doing, including members of parliament, seem to believe that this is a road repair routine maintenance program. This is not a routine maintenance road repair program. This is part of the capital budget of Jamaica. And when it comes to capital expenditure, there are certain legal and regulatory requirements that must be complied with. That's number one. And so I think the Jamaican public listening on should understand that the Spark program is a capital investment. And the difference between regular maintenance and the capital investment is that the capital investment creates entirely new value that adds to your GDP. There are those who feel that Prime Minister.
I mean, is it just me, or when he speaks now, it seems like it's just empty words? They hold no weight. His credibility has gone to hell, and it seems every utterance out of his mouth is a lie. Is it just me? Do you guys get that same feeling? I don't know.
So you should just take that $45 billion and patch all the roads. There is a certain common sense logic to it. But if you think deeply on the problem, patching the roads is a temporary solution for convenience. It is necessary to do it, but it is not a long-term solution to Jamaica's aged infrastructure. If we were patching the roads as a preemptive measure to a deteriorating infrastructure, then it would make sense. But what we really need to do is to make a substantial improvement, creating new value in our road network. And so that is what the Spark program is designed to do.
So let me just share this before we go on to where my next, because I have to point this out. I just showed it on the screen, but just for full context. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, this is the JIS. It's the same station I play the video from. This is their information. A dedicated fund for the maintenance of road network was established by the Road Maintenance Fund Act 2002. Funding is received from the Inland Revenue Department on a monthly basis and is calculated at 1/3 of total collection of the island's motor license fees. 2.5% handling fee is deducted by the Inland Revenue Department for administrative purposes. The fund is projected to receive an average of $360 million from this source. Disbursement to the Fund Act in August 2003. Now, that act was repealed. When? Repeal mean them dash it out. Same thing Andrew Holness I tell the Supreme Court to do with the section of the integrity the Corruption Act. Yes, he wanted to repeal. Right? That's one of the things that might ask for in a court case, which we can't wait for tomorrow for it to be thrown out. Ladies and gentlemen, keep your ears to the YouTube streets. You understand? It's gonna be fun tomorrow. I don't even have to go live on this. I can go live on my phone tomorrow. I just want to hear the news. Cause me a cut my ears. I'm ready for that. You remember good. Anyway, so you can see this was the JLP that did this December 2017. Why did they remove that act that provided funding to keep the roads, maintained? The same old infrastructure that he mentioned. That is the question. And then the other question is, if that money was used, ladies and gentlemen, would the roads be in the condition that they are right now? But I'm going to go back to the roads being in the condition that they are right now. Let's hear more from the Prime Minister, the weakest leader of all time.
Every day I wrestle with people who think short-term convenience exigency, and immediate gratification. And, yes, you have to deal with what is the case right now. But you know what has happened to us? Because we are dealing with what is the case right now, what is the case right now becomes the case in the future. And so Jamaica has been dealing with this for the last 40 years because...
So, look at this dude right here just nodding his head. So every nonsense that come out of Prime Minister mode, when they just nodding the head, y'all gotta be a cult. Is there anybody with sense in that room? And I'm being very serious right now. Did what he say right now resonate to y'all? Let's listen to that again. Wait a minute. Hold up, man. I'm talking about that.
Every day I wrestle with people who think short-term convenience.
Short-term convenience. Very interesting choice of words, Mr. Prime Minister. Short-term convenience. So what you're telling me, isn't it your job to make sure that there is proper infrastructure? So why would you use those choice of words in terms of convenience? You're telling the people of Jamaica that you are wrestling with them for short-term convenience, so they should wait 5 years to have roads that are drivable, that are functioning. You see, that statement could hold some weight if there was, if the other thing that you said later on didn't come out of your mouth. You see, the double talking in the guys, you have to listen to these people. I want you guys to remember that terminology. Short-term convenience. He's wrestling with the people about short-term convenience. Let's continue.
Exigency and immediate gratification.
Mm-hmm.
And, yes, you have to deal with what is the case right now.
So why would you even bring it up as being short-term convenience, then admitting that you have to deal with what it is right now? That is your job. You know what this is telling me? You're not struggling with people having short-term convenience. You're struggling with doing your job because you're not fit to do your job, because you're the weakest leader in the history of Jamaica. You understand? If you guys would concentrate on extracurricular activities like 28 bank accounts, then you could probably have done your job. You could probably have done your job. You could probably have focused on these short-term conveniences like having good roads, having water in their pipes. Instead of buy people donkey, we're dead 7 months later. Then we'd have good road to what? Move around on. The farmers then would have good road for production. But you're talking about short-term convenience. Let's continue.
But you know what has happened to us? Because we are dealing with what is the case right now. What is the case right now becomes the case in the future. And
so what kind of foolishness that you just say, Wala? Because you're dealing with what is the case right now. What is the case right now becomes what is the case in the future. It means that you didn't deal with what is the case right now. It means that you didn't fix the problem right now. Because the problem right now couldn't be in the future if you had fixed it. And look at the people clapping.
We've been dealing with this for the last 40 years because we have
this big dummy, this big buffoon, I shake him head. Yo, this a man we keep no movement there party. We shouldn't even be in a politics. Yo, I swear to y'all, man, these people really get under my skin, bro. Y'all think I'm just up here just like, yo, these people genuinely get under my skin. Literally. This is the dude shaking his head that had a party and no movement day in the pandemic, that never got charged $1. Shouldn't even be in politics. He should be barred. But then again, the standard of the JLP, seeing as them have 8 people in the docket under investigation for illicit enrichment, the standard is very low. in terms of, you know, candidates and people that actually function within their party. Standard is very, very low. So I shouldn't even be them of the weakest leader of all time. So then, you know, it's like what Marky G said. I'm just saying.
A corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also.
I've never heard such nonsense as this thing.
Convenience, exigency, and immediate gratification. And, you know, yes, you have to deal with what is the case right now. But you know what has happened to us? Because we are dealing with what is the case right now, what is the case right now becomes the case in the future. And so Jamaica has been dealing with this for the last 40 years because we have been dealing with it.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds like somebody have a heart attack. And you're saying, because we have to deal with the person having a heart attack right now, them still having a heart attack 40 years from now. Brother!
What can go so? What can go so? What can go so?
What is this? Oh, man, is this?
Oh,
In the way that we have done it. My job is to change the way in which we do it and bring the people along with us. So this is the first time that there is this massive allocation of public resources that is going to...
why do you keep saying that? Massive allocation of public resources. It doesn't, it's not a badge of honor. You're spending a lot of money and we have not seen any results. Why are these people clapping? Are they getting a cut out of it? Is some of it going into their bank accounts? Do they have 28 bank accounts as well? Why is everybody clapping?
About to move the furniture around here if you touch my leg. It's love. Matter of fact, don't move that hand no more. Now try me.
So Mike, you mean to tell me Diddy was touching on your leg while you were sitting right here on this
I was
couch?
trying to, but I seen him before he
Diddy,
did
get the hell out of the studio.
Betty Minto subscribe to the channel.
Betty, big up. Why is everybody clapping about the allocation of the funds? You know what else? $3 trillion missing from the office of the Prime Minister might be the largest allocation of funds missing. Throw out the WhatsApp? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by throw out the WhatsApp? You want the WhatsApp number? The WhatsApp number is in the description. You can just click on it's 1-876-451-6535. Man, I don't get it, bro.
change the way in which we maintain our roads. So all the cynical people and all the people who believe it won't happen, it has started. It has started.
No, watch out. Oh, what? Wait a minute. Wait, let me go back. Let me go back.
In which we maintain our roads. So all the cynical people and all the people who believe it won't happen, it has started. It has started. So...
Oh!
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
Did you see that? Did you see that? Yo! Hey, shout out to Julian. Hey, shout out to Julie. What's her name? Juliet Holness. Man, shout out to Juliet Holness, man, for being a ride or die. Nobody else in there was clapping. No. Yo, this moment gonna be edged in time. Oh my God. Let's play that back. Oh, let's play that back. I'll play that back from the jump. He thought he was saying something. Wait a minute.
Exigency and immediate gratification. And, you know, yes, you have to deal with what is the case right now. But you know what has happened to us? Because we are dealing with what is the case right now, what is the case right now becomes the case in the future. And so Jamaica has been dealing with this for the last 40 years because we have been dealing with it in the way that we have done it. My job is to change the way in which we do it and bring the people along with us. So this is the first time that there is this massive allocation of public resources that is going to change the way in which we maintain our roads. So all the cynical people and all the people who believe it won't happen, it has started. It has started.
Oh, no. Oh, I can't breathe. Yo, Juliet!
Who believe it won't happen, it has started. It has started. So,
she got no confidence. But she gotta clap. She gotta clap. Hey, Juliet, if you want me to understand, I understand. Yo, you thought it was saying something. Juliet for being a ride or die, man. Damn. Hey, oh, look at her face. She's laughing. Juliet, you ain't. Juliet, you know you talking foolishness. Juliet, you know. Oh, so, look at Juliet. Oh, she hold up. She felt embarrassed. Oh,
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I want to spend a little time now on the process used to select the roads.
Oh! I saw something a while ago. Man, listen. Listen. What do that? Go back. Yeah, Juliet, I caught you in 4K. Yeah, I caught you in 4K, Juliet. Yo, look at Juliet's face right here after she clapped. Lord have mercy.
So, I want to spend a little time now on the process used to...
You see what she did with her eyes a while ago with her eyebrow? Look at her eyebrows.
It has started. So, I want to spend a little time now on the process...
She raised her eyebrows like, wow, I'm the only one clapping. Stop it. No. Oh, Lord. Oh, goodness gracious. Damn, this dude he doesn't look. Hey, somebody, y'all need to pray for the Prime Minister. He don't look so good. That man looks stressed the hell out. I never had a close-up of him like this. Hey, Mr. Holness, you alright? You good? Don't look so good, bro. Damn. Boy, them 28 bank accounts is stressful, huh?
It has started. So, I want to spend a little time now on the process.
Right there. She just raised her eyebrow like, oh, yeah, that's embarrassing. I was the only one that was clapping. Damn.
What can go so? What can go so? What can go
funny,
so?
honey.
Oh, that is really funny.
That's funny.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my God, that is funny.
That is hilarious. I ain't lying. Come on, man. That is hilarious, bro.
Process used to select the roads. And for the first time ever, we introduced public consultation in road selection. Every constituency held a consultation with stakeholders and just average constituents who could come and say, this is my road. I need it fixed. And I want to thank the CDF, Mrs. Campbell Rochester, for the work that was done by that unit in mobilizing and supporting the MPs along with the NWA and local government to ensure that there was a significant level of community participation. And I found it meaningful because as a member of parliament myself, I held my consultation and my constituents came. Some were disagreeable, others were understanding, and others were skeptical, but nonetheless they came, they expressed their views and created effectively a list of roads that they would like to see repaired. The notes were taken and fed to the NWA, so there is a listing of roads, over 600 roads. Now, there has to be another process when those roads are finally scoped to say how many of the roads that were suggested could actually be upgraded. And the members of parliament, who are the elected representatives of the people, that's what their job is. They would then have to, if they want to hold other consultations or directly with the NWA, determine the roads that are going to be repaired from the lists that came from the consultations.
So basically, them have a list of consultation, and they're going to pick from that consultation which roads are going to be fixed, which means then some of the roads aren't going to be fixed. That's what I'm understanding. But let's continue. I won't even, trust me, I could go in, but I'm not. I'm going to leave that alone.
That process will begin shortly. In fact, very soon. I gather that certain constituencies have been selected to start. I know mine is on the top of the list.
Oh, wow. Wow. Is that nepotism? Is that cronism? Yours is on the top of the list, huh? It couldn't have been no other constituency but yours. Wow.
No, mine is no. Obviously, my constituency is not on the list. But I do know
it's not on the list.
That St. Andrew Western, which is my neighboring constituency, represented by MP Tony Hilton. He will be the first one in the corporate area.
Okay, let's go to Tony Hilton. Who is Tony Hilton? Because this still might be nepotism. Tony Hilton, Jamaica. Jamaica. Tony Hilton. Oh, Tony Hilton is a PMP. I him that Mrs. Slinging at the Miglesa. Tony Hilton. Reset, restruct, rebuild. He is a PMP. Okay, Tony Hilton, you at the top of the list. Okay.
Yes. So he will. So St. Andrew Western will be the first constituency in the corporate area. In rural Jamaica, I believe.
That's a Michael Phillips.
It is J.C. Hutchinson. That's northwest. That's northwest St. Elizabeth, and then we come back to Kingston to the urban area. Then we would do St. Andrew Northwestern, and then we go back to the rural area, and it would be Manchester Northwestern as well. And then we come back to Kingston, and it would be St. Andrew East Rural. So that is how we intend to kick off the program. After that, obviously, it's all the roads would begin. I'm very happy to see that the commitment for the website is up. Now, to be clear, the website is there for public.
I don't want to hear about no website.
As our eyes and ears. Public participation through social media. We do not necessarily reach the sources of authority to address them. So we do try to, which concerned citizens can directly raise their concerns, directly point out shortcomings, call out underperformance to us so that we are able to respond. So this is a way of engaging the public to hold the government, but also the contractors and their subcontractors to account.
All right, so guys, use the website, hold them to account, and make we see if them are going to do the right thing. Yeah?
So the next phase of the development of the website, Minister, is to have that public engagement. Yes, sir. I want to thank the Ministry of Local Government for their participation in this program. And we have integrated local government roads in this program as well.
Yo, look at Juliet. Juliet there in our phone. Mackenzie start clap and Juliet come to attention and go start clap. Watch out. Hey, no, I'm having too much fun, man. This is crazy, man. I'm supposed to be serious right now. But this is hilarious, bro. This is hilarious.
we will have to do some gymnastics to have this accomplished, because the legislative structure of our roads is that they are gazetted according to the department of government that has responsibility. Should only be financed by local government, especially if we are doing capital investments, and to the central government registry or gazette of roads when it is complete. But it does suggest that we need a total reform of how we treat with roads from a legislative perspective, because there are some roads that have no administrative authority in charge of them, and those are called orphan roads. These are roads that are built in housing schemes. These are roads that are built in certain developments, subdivisions that have taken place that were not formally handed over or accepted by the local authority, and they are just there for years, not prepared, because the local government can't spend on them. Otherwise, they would be written up by the Auditor General. So we have to use this as an opportunity to relook at the legislative structure that defines the register of roads in Jamaica. And we have started that process with the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. We have a GIS, Geographic Information Systems and Data Management Unit.
Hold on. Why have they just started that process? You've been in a power for 9 years. Why you just start that process then? That sounds like something good, but why you just start it? I don't know, man.
Economic Growth and Job Creation, and they have done an amazing job in partnership with local government in measuring all the roads. And we are almost complete with measuring all roads, whether they are local government, NWA, farm roads, orphan roads, whatever. We have measured all the roads. So we now have, or will have at the end of this process, a fairly accurate register, including measurement and state of repair of all roads. And that's a good place to start. Once we have that, then we will start to build out a maintenance schedule, a preventative maintenance schedule. So we will be looking at the roads and determining what roads need to be totally upgraded. And then once upgraded, what is the maintenance schedule that will keep those roads in good repair over a long period of time. And once you have that, then you go to your financial budget. You then begin to understand what is the level of financial allocation that you would have to make to keep the roads in a good state of repair. What has happened to us over these many, many years is that there is a disconnect between the engineered requirement for the maintenance of the road and the fiscal budget, the financial wherewithal to keep the roads maintained at the engineered standard. What we're going to be moving towards now, when we implement Spark, those 600 roads, 660 roads we'll probably do under Spark in total. Those roads will now be placed on their engineered maintenance schedule with a budget to match. And you will find that over time, if you do that, your maintenance budget actually decreases because you are going to be spending less to maintain the newly upgraded road.
That is yet to be seen. That we don't know the quality of these roads. That is yet to be seen. But let's continue.
Then each year, then you would be spending over several years if you did not maintain the road at all. So that is where.
Hold on there. Then you didn't know that. So why want to make this up? You see, this is where I ask the critical questions. Because that sounds good enough until you find out say this up. Until you find out say, we do this. We repeal this money where supposed to maintain the road and put it in the consolidated fund. You understand? 2002. Right? Let's see if we can find the other. That are different so. I don't have it organized, but you know, you can clearly see the first two documents. Right? This is in 2002 as highlighted. This money was used to, you know, maintain the road. $360 million. Zine, obviously, it wouldn't be enough given where I talk about with all of the new roads and whatever adding, but it could have done something if it was still being used. Why they took it away? Why did they repeal this fund? Right? And now look at our roads. And I keep asking that question because the Prime Minister is going to admit something in this. Sonny, how you doing? The Prime Minister is going to admit something in this video that I'm like, wow, he really said that? Oh, sorry, my bad.
We're moving towards a new vision, part of the next chapter of Jamaica's development. So, with those words, and I also want to point out that this program started with great effort from MP Warmington, former minister without portfolio.
So, Andrew Holness finds it easy to big up Everald Warmington. I don't know who them personally are clapping him up. Because you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be absolutely ashamed. This man is a national disgrace to Parliament, to representation of politics. National disgrace. For the statements that when him and others in the party come out come make to gaslight people into violence against the PMP supporters. Talk about Andrew Holness can't lose a hand that is dead body. He might have all the racist statements them we make. So Andrew Holness, you can publicly big up Everald Warmington, but you can't publicly scold him verbally. You are the weakest leader of all time. You stand on nothing. You have no moral standing. Nothing. Shame. 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 Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
And he was a great advocate for the program, you must know, and worked very hard.
Why should we know? Why should we know?
To ensure that the program reached to a point where Minister Morgan could take.
Me not give Everald Warmington no props. I don't business. It is a disgrace. He should be stripped of his political responsibilities. Effective immediately. And you know, so I don't blame you, because you should be stripped of yours as well. You should resign immediately. And that's a fact.
Take it over and carry the baton to the finish. So with those words, I want to thank all who made this possible. And of course, a word to China Harbour. China Harbour has now effectively become a Jamaican company. Essentially, they have been working in Jamaica now for more than a decade. And we have grown to understand their working structures. And there is a very good understanding between the government of Jamaica, government of China, but also between NWA and China Harbour. And they know the quality of work that we expect. It has not always been the case that the quality of work that we expect has been delivered, but the truth is that on these enterprise level contracting, China Harbour has been a very good partner to us. And we expect that this program will be executed with the greatest value for money achieved, with the least discomfort to the residents and citizens of the area. So with those few words, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you. We move now to the contract signing, and then I will return to this podium with a further announcement.
All right, let's return to the podium for the further announcement, because you see the best will last. Let me tell you, this is the weakest leader of all time. But make sure so we go through it, you know. Yeah, make sure so we go through it, man. As long as it takes to make sure so we go through it.
That's not quite proper English, but repeating to ensure we have the emphasis. The work will begin this month. We are indeed. All right. And so the Prime Minister will now make another statement, ladies and gentlemen, as we clear the head table. Prime Minister.
On one.
Come on, get with it already.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. I found an article on the road situation, and I wanted to share it with you.
So you see, social media mash him up enough. You hear me say a while ago? He found an article on social media about the road, and he want to share it with me. So apparently, they could hear the article.
Share it publicly. The recent heavy rains have caused significant damage to the country's already deteriorating road network. According to the National Road Council, many national roads have been affected by issues including landslides, flooding, and severe infrastructure damage. We have not yet compiled a comprehensive count of damages, but it's a table we are constantly updating. In the latest review, we have recorded 77 incidents of road damage. Key problems reported: washed out soil, cracked asphalt, and collapsed slopes. Authorities warn that the number of affected roads could increase as assessments continue. Initial cleanup repairs have been estimated, and depending on the severity, these costs could also increase. Engineers and other experts caution that with the continued rainfall and saturated soil, there may be even further landslides and damage exacerbating the crisis. The heavy rains have underscored ongoing challenges with outdated infrastructure and inadequate maintenance. The engineers and architects and the National Laboratory of Materials and Structural Models have repeatedly pointed out these deficiencies, emphasizing that many national roads lack modern engineering designs and preventative maintenance contracts. Successive governments have failed to prioritize infrastructure investment, leaving the country's roads vulnerable to extreme weather. The current damage highlights the long-standing neglect of the road network, which is crucial for Costa Rica's economy and public safety.
So guys, the man I read an article about Costa Rica, you know, and look on it, look at the mug, look on his face, and look at the point that he's going to try to make right now. Listen to this.
In other words, this is the exact description of what is happening in Jamaica. I use this to make the point that the public conversation needs to be guided by proper knowledge and understanding of the challenge we face. The old narrative does not apply. Jamaica is not the only country facing this crisis. We have climate change, which is a real issue.
Pause. Time out. Time out. You mean the same climate change that you was aware of when y'all did this? When y'all repealed the Road Maintenance Fund Act in 2017, didn't you know that climate change was a real thing? That was your government that did that. See, it sounds good until you put the context into the actions that the government takes. Why would you, in full knowledge of climate change, because you keep talking about it, why would you, in full knowledge of climate change, repeal an act that has to do with maintaining the roads? Wouldn't the roads need more maintenance because of climate change? My next question is, I see this is the road, this is it from 2002, right? Wouldn't the roads need more maintenance because of climate change? And my next question is, the roads that you were boasting about, that have this carpet road and this infrastructure and the pipes and the drains are on it, the same climate change destroyed your roads, which proved that you don't know what the hell you're doing as the government building roads. So how are you going to use Costa Rica as leverage to say, oh, you know, we are not the only one. You are the weakest leader of all time. This is what I'm talking about. What a disgrace. Comparing yourself to another country in terms of the reporting of the roads. You have been in power for 9 years. So you did not know that the previous administrations, as the article said, did not do enough for road maintenance. right? And for road repair. So if you didn't know that from you coming to power, why didn't you do something about it for the last 9 years? Having the knowledge of climate change. You are the weakest leader of all time, Andrew Holness. It is a shame. It is a bloody shame that you brought it. I mean, he was doing kind of alright, you know, with all the promises. And then he had to spoil all of this. I was listening to it because I did a live on my Bolo VNR and I taped it. Right? I taped it on my Bolo VNR. I said I have time. Let me go live, you know, and tape it. I recorded it on StreamYard. And he was doing okay, you know, and them talk some foolishness. He was doing okay until he brought up this article. To compare Costa Rica's condition to say it's the same exact thing happened in Jamaica. You were full aware of that for 9 years, sir. And you did not do your government did not do the necessary things to maintain the aging infrastructure. And the ones that you made recently, that you created, has been destroyed expeditiously. Look a bit of rainfall on the road them where you claim your capital road gone to hell. So what are you talking about? The roads that where the previous administration them built, them are hold up for longer than this. Them look road where they build what they are. Right? Road where they build what they are fully mashed up. It's a disgrace. I gotta show you up. You are the weakest leader of all time. Me saw me hear the man say I couldn't believe. Oh, listen to this again. I could not believe when the man bring up Costa Rica.
Vulnerable to extreme weather. The current damage highlights the long-standing neglect of the road network, which is crucial for Costa Rica's.
Long-standing neglect of the road network. Long-standing neglect of the road network. Didn't you know they in a power for 9 years? So you're a part of that neglect there. Aren't you a part of that neglect? So you want to recuse yourself of any responsibility. This is another blame game for 18 years of governance. You know? And that style, I want to pay attention. This guy is a weak leader. He's weak.
Economy and public safety. In other words, this is the exact description of what is happening in Jamaica. I use this to make the point that the public conversation needs to be guided by proper knowledge and understanding of the challenge we face. The old narrative does not apply. Jamaica is not the only country facing this crisis. We have climate change, which is a real issue, and infrastructure that was not built to withstand climate change will fall apart and fail.
Then, brother, look how long you know about climate change. The same road them where you build what they and mash up. From the same climate. So now you tell me say them the road they was here to withstand these climate. So how them now withstand it? Eh? The road them never bad so on other administration. It's not a lie. It is the truth. The road them under the other administration did build better. And them could have stand some water. Them a road there? The backside. One look rain fall. That's one hurricane. One look rain fall. And them a road that tear up. Tear up.
It is a real crisis in Jamaica because Jamaica's infrastructure for the last 40 years was not invested in a significant way.
Oh, here we When you saw me I talk about the man gone further than 18 years ago. Cause what do you mean the last 40 years? So that means I blame myself too. Andrew, maybe me hold on. Are you taking responsibility? Hold up, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Maybe I had you wrong there, Andrew. Are you taking response? Are you a part of that 40 years? Is your administration in the last 10 years of that 40 admitting that you also did not do the requisite things that is necessary to make sure that things are done better? And as a matter of fact, the Spark program has yet to prove that it's better. That's a whole nother conversation. But let me listen to that again.
It's not built to withstand climate change.
Hold on. Yeah. Go ahead.
We have climate change, which is a real issue.
Mm-hmm.
And infrastructure that was not built to withstand climate change will fall apart and fail.
Mm-hmm.
It is a real crisis in Jamaica because Jamaica's infrastructure for the last 40 years was not invested in a significant way.
So, your thing is that the road infrastructure was not invested in the last 40 years in a significant way. So, this Spark program, according to you, Andrew Holness, is that significant way. Well, tell you what. We're going to see. We're going to see if the Spark program does what you say it will do. And what you have promised here is that it is going to be built to withstand climate change. The type of climate change that we're having right now. That is what you're telling us now. I don't even know if the Spark program is going to spark or even start, to be honest with you, given the prophetic word that is out there right now for Jamaica. I don't know if we'll ever even reach there. Big up yourself, Diana. Big up yourself, Beverly. I don't know. But this is very, very sad for this man to bring up an article about Costa Rica and compare Costa Rica to Jamaica. When aren't we supposed to be thriving for our own excellence? You see, when I used to go to school, I used to hear parents compare their child to other children. And as a young man, I always knew that this was an error. I always knew that parents were in error whenever they did that. And I was looking from it from a child's perspective. I don't have any kids yet. But guess what? I was right. And in this case, I am right again. Andrew Holness, you have no shame to come and compare an article in Costa Rica to Jamaica. Because you are this bright mind that came in that knew about climate change, that have all of these plans, but failed to execute it. Right? And what you have done, you have made bold proclamations, and the weather has whooped your ASS. And you can't come back from it. No matter how you try to spin doctor and talk about 40 years. Because people are tired for about 18 years. So you're going to 40 now. You think you're smart? You're weak, brother. This is weak.
This is not a 2016 problem.
Oh! Him refused, him also not take responsibility. So I'm going to take that back. It's not a 2016 problem. So when he said 40 years, I'm talking about before him coming to power. Okay. You see, this is how I make you weak.
Now I know what I've just said will go out of everyone's mind once they hit a pothole. And I understand. But I want you to retain the fact that the administration is dealing with the problem in the most effective way it has ever been dealt with.
We don't agree. We don't agree. And guess what? That is yet to be seen. So we don't know where them a clap for. All know one road no fix and them a clap. I must say Desmond Mackenzie, Orange name Chang, Delroy Chuck, Warmington, and Juliet Holness a clap. Nobody else could never clap. Yeah, there. Force money a clap. I tell you.
I also
Force
want to
money a clap.
Costa Rica is a country of 5.2 million persons. Their GDP per capita is about 16,500 US dollars.
Yo, the man does a take down Jamaica. You know what I can compare with Singapore. Compare with Singapore now. Why you don't compare us with Singapore, Andrew Holness? You know why? Because you're weak. Singapore look up to Jamaica. And right now, Singapore look down upon Jamaica in terms of development. In every facet. And I remember Rattigan made a point on Mystic Sensation program the other night. He said, you guys spent millions of dollars to go to Singapore and you came back and you did not incorporate one single good idea. One single good program that you learned from Singapore as a thriving, growing, low corruption country. Me I talk about people got prison over there for corruption. Prison time, politician, everybody. Right? Unlike Jamaica, where you don't want to take out impeachment out of the constitution. You, Andrew Holness, you are the weakest leader of all time. I don't think me I talk about Jamaica, but just talk period. I don't know about nobody else. They want to say Jamaica, they can't say Jamaica. But you are the weakest leader of all time. I cannot believe so the man come here and compare it to Costa Rica. Eh? And no disrespect to Costa Rica. But the only reason why he's doing it is because he feel like say, oh, yeah man, we can use them to plead with case. Say, yeah man, you know, things not so bad because everybody else are feeling. No, my general. If you're going to compare it to somebody, make sure say it's a higher upper. Make sure say it's a higher upper. Man, Singapore have less resources than we have in terms of land. Singapore is the size of St. Thomas. I don't think y'all heard. Let me pull up Singapore. Let me pull up Singapore. Let me go up on Google Maps there real quick. Map of Singapore. Let me show you something. Let me show you something real quick. Cause you see me like to demonstrate, you know. It's kind of different over here. So you see me? Yeah man, me like to demonstrate. Demonstration is the key. Zin? Alright. I'm going to zoom out for sure now. You see the size of Singapore? Do you guys see the size of Singapore? Alright. I could go across by the map if possible. Wow. Damn. Wow. Alright, so basically, if you look at the map like this, you can see Jamaica easy. Alright, I'm going to show you. I'm going to zoom out on the map. I'm going to show you how small Singapore is. Zoom out on the map completely. Then, you notice you can actually see Jamaica same way to a level. Alright. Go to Singapore now. Singapore literally is size of St. Thomas. I kid you not. How we zoom out? You know what you see? You see a dot. Ladies and gentlemen, you see the dot. The dot is what you see to recognize. You can't see it. You cannot see it. This country, in terms of development, is whooping our ass. This country, this little something right there, so. The largest exporter of food in the world. While Jamaica not producing nothing. And Andrew Holness come talk about climate change, so hold on. Singapore now experience climate change too. Singapore have good road. So Singapore now experience climate change too. This man is weak. The man go compare it to Costa. Yo, John Oster. Yo, the man compare it to Costa Rica, dog. Can't believe, brother. Costa Rica. Go pull up article from Costa Rica. Look on Costa Rica. Look at Costa Rica. You know where Costa Rica there? Costa Rica there is one of the most, like down in that area there, we don't talk about rainfall for years, not just now. Worse than Jamaica. Them place there. No, Costa Rica. But I'm saying, why would you want to compare us to somebody where you see like say, yo, no, my general. If them down there do the wrong thing, you there in a power for 9 years, why you not do the right thing? Why it taking 9 years for the Spark program spark? And it's still not sparking. You're on your way out. And it's now sparking. Why you never compare yourself to Singapore? You know why you never compare yourself to Singapore? Let me answer that. Because you know say it don't benefit you to compare yourself to Singapore. Right? Well, me don't know about the most evil leader of all time still in the career. He might definitely the most evil leader of all time in Jamaica. He eviler than anybody else ever. Right? But you have to compare with to Costa Rica. Shameful, man. Shameful.
Our GDP per capita is about $7,000 US. Costa Rica's GDP, forgive me if I'm just going by memory, it's about $90 billion. Jamaica's GDP is somewhere in the region of about $16 billion. Costa Rica's debt to GDP ratio is about 61%. Jamaica is 74%.
Bro, why is he even doing this? What does that say? It says nothing. You are underperforming compared to other administrations where the economy is concerned. The economy is contracting. News came out the other day that we're the lowest paid. The people of the country is the lowest paid in the Caribbean. But yet still you guys have a 200 to 300% increase on your money. You are a disgrace to come on this platform and try to defend this. Yo, what?
What can go so? What illness is this?
Man, this is the weakest. What?
I say this because too often the conversation about maintenance and fixing roads is divorced from the economic capability of the country.
Oh, the economic capability. The economic capability. You mean this economic capability of $360 million that you guys repealed? You mean the economic capability of the fact that you took a 200 to 300% increase that stripped our economic capability? What the heck, man?
What can go so? What can go so?
This man is acting like the government, all of the people that got a 200 to 300% increase. He's acting like that does not affect the economy. If he is acting like that is not money taken away from the tax dollars that could be going into other places. He's acting like the teachers them migrating is not their fault. The nurses them migrating is not their fault. So now they have to take money and look for people overseas who come work at Jamaica. Instead of pay the people that is here and build the people that is here. Yo, this is the most backward government I've ever seen in my entire life in Jamaica. These people are heartless, wicked, evil, shameful SOBs. Honestly, from the top go straight down. And anybody that is body with them on the PMP side, you're a part of it too. Anybody that is co-signing these people, right? Lifting them up and cheering them on, you're a part of it too. I'm sick and tired of this man. Let's call a spade a spade. For too long, the Jamaican people have been the ones suffering, while these people fatten their pockets. You know what is a shame? This man, if not impeached, will be getting a salary from our tax dollars for the rest of his life. That is what is most upsetting. That somebody can come into government and allegedly be under investigation for stealing our tax dollars and still walk away with a pension when you have real hardworking Jamaicans that have no pension, teachers that can hardly live not even a secure home, don't even own a car, if you have to keep bus go to school, up all night to prepare lessons, and this man is here sitting in front of me talking this nonsense about Costa Rica and GDP and one bag of crap. Yo, that upset me out. Yo, General Star.
Costa Rica, a country that is in a far better position than Jamaica, much larger GDP, they are in the same situation as it relates to their infrastructure. Another side to this story.
So, he's taking comfort in mediocrity. So because all of those people are in those countries are in the same position. Oh, we're not doing that. No, so at one point, you are of a higher standard, right? Compared to the PMP. And then at the next point, no, we're not doing so bad. Look at all these other countries. They're doing bad too. With their infrastructure. Man, listen.
Stop it. Get some help.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
Is that Costa Rica is seeking to borrow somewhere in the region of 160 million.
Yo, the man realized that he can't do the 18-year card no more. So him just decide to control Costa Rica and I bus. If me a Costa Rica, me take this personal. If I was Costa Rica, with my competitive nature, I would take this person. I keep telling people, success is the greatest revenge. When people put you down,
we about to move the bonnet around here if you touch my leg. It's love. Matter of fact, don't move that hand no more. Now try me.
So Mike, you mean to tell me Diddy was touching on your leg while you were sitting right here on this couch?
I was trying to, but I seen him before.
Diddy, get the hell out of this studio.
CW, subscribe to the channel.
Shout out to CW. Misery always likes company. I know that's right, Jotaro. My. I made my point. This dude is weak. I'm talking about weak. The weakest leader of all time, bro.
US dollars.
Jesus.
To repair the 77 roads that was damaged. How much money is Jamaica borrowing?
Zero. They said zero. What a damn lie. How much is Jamaica borrowing? Zero. Why did... Hey, Sashidi, hey, you know what I tell you say. Woo! Man, listen. Boy, you don't understand, child. Boy. This dude right here is definitely a demon, man. I'm talking about he is all the way a demon. Yo, you know, these people borrowed money to pay the $20,000, you know? They borrowed money to pay the $20,000. Borrowed. encourage people to go take NIDS.
None of the expenditure that we have outlined here today is debt. That is all as a result of the stellar fiscal management of the country's resources.
They keep saying, man, bro, come on, man, stop this, man.
Stop lying!
Oh, my
Stop
God.
lying!
Jesus,
Stop
Lord
lying.
help. Lord help.
Stop.
Lord help.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
Tell her, listen to the madness, bro. Cause see,
I am here today is debt. That is all as a result of the stellar fiscal management of the country's resources.
stellar fiscal management of the country's resources.
What can goes on?
Stellar management of the country's resources. Stellar fiscal management. Yo, did I miss something? Is the economy contracting or no? Are the people of Jamaica the lowest paid or no? Is inflation high or no? Is the price of tomato... Let me find that picture with the damn tomato real quick. Guys, this don't make damn sense. Up is down and down is damn up. This don't make no sense, bro. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Guys, 1.890 kg of tomato is $4,725. What can go so? The stellar fiscal management of our resources?
Hey, who man's is this? Oh, man's is this?
Yo, me I stop right there. We can't take it no more. We can't do this no more. I can't. Yo, I'm taking calls, man. And if nobody want to call, I'm just going to move to another topic that I can cover real quick before I go, because this don't make no sense. This don't make no damn sense. These people just say stuff and expect people to believe them. Somebody asked me for the WhatsApp number, so I guess they wanted to call in or they wanted to join the WhatsApp group. Good night, Andrew. Please take Jamaica money over to your 28 bank account and fix the country, sir. You are to lie. Dr. Robbie Mafia, for God's sake, just lift up out of Jamaica. Thanks. CW, new sub. Shout out to CW. Oh God. Hey, thank you. Hey, CW. Hey, I needed that. hey, I needed that, CW. No, seriously. I really needed that laugh. Man, listen. This dude got me, man, my temperature. Yo, my blood is boiling right now. Y'all don't understand, bro. Yo. Yo, this man is an evil, bro. Oh my goodness. And this is not even what I wanted to cover. You know, if I'm being honest, this is not what I wanted to cover. The only reason why I'm covering this is because, it's up now. Okay, it's up now. Let me see if I can get through the important part of it. Yeah, I'm gonna post it differently, but there's a part of this that he spoke about, that I wanted. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. If people
Of the
want to,
expenditure.
if people want to see the entire thing with Mr. Shuttleworth. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, it's about a bowl of Vietnam. We in the building. All right, and we gonna have a next episode of Pastor Shuttleworth on TBC Radio. Happened today. Oh, wait a minute. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, it's about a bowl of Vietnam. We in the building. Make sure y'all come through the gate, hitting the like button. Thank you kindly. We have another episode of Pastor Shuttleworth today, December 5th, on his TBC radio program. I encourage everybody to go on Facebook or tbc.com and make sure y'all go check him out, man. You ain't gotta wait on me to cover it. You know what I'm saying? Go check him out and get all the information. Subscribe. Get the paper. All of that. All right. So don't believe anything that is being said in this video. Go and do your own research. This is for entertainment and educational purposes, of course. Let's get it.
Cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also.
Is in your neck. The good that I greet you in the precious name of our Lord and Savior Jesus the Christ, Son of the living God. I greet the Holy Spirit, through whom all this and more have been possible. 27 minutes, going 28 minutes past 7. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is in your neck of the woods. And of course, you're right inside Conversations. Today being Thursday, the 5th of December, 2024. And of course, so many interesting and disturbing things have been happening. Interesting things, for example, yesterday, we noticed I'm not sure how many persons have noted the number of rainbows that were evident yesterday, starting from early in the morning, minutes past 7 or so, and then at different points during the day, including in the late afternoon, going to 5 o'clock, thereabouts. There was also another huge one that was strategically positioned. So we had multiple showings, maybe about 3 or 4 showings of rainbows yesterday, right? Visible from different locations. And do not take these signs lightly. Mm-hmm. We saw the unusual showing of rainbows over a month ago, which would have signaled, when I say unusual, because you saw like 3, almost 4 in one, depending on the angle that you would have been at. The first time I said it over a month ago, I did mention that the Lord would have had it that I was at a strategic position, very high point at that time. So I was actually able to look down, and Holy Spirit brought my attention to the rainbows, and then I realized it was actually 4, right? How they were just positioned, and of course, one was fading, and there was 3, and then another faded, left 2, and among the 2 was a double rainbow, right? So one of them was a double, was very broad, and so on, and that would have signaled the extended period of rain we had, yes, for weeks, and we have seen the results of it. So there is a cessation. Something broke yesterday, something lifted yesterday. And I think it's not strange when we were in the Oasis moment, and the Lord would have instructed us to decree and declare and prophesy, shifting in the atmosphere, shifting. I think it's not strange what would have transpired. So there's a shift, certain weather conditions over the island, and especially.
Well, this was recorded this way though. This video, I think it's on normal speed.
Where the water judgment that sustained rainfall that we have been getting, there has been a shift which has taken place. Doesn't mean we won't get any more, but certainly not in the way that we have been getting. But there are other things that are about to happen, because the Lord also spoke about the wind. The wind, as we started paying some more attention to hay, which speaks to, among the many things, speaks to the window lattice and the sound that the wind makes as it blows through the lattice. So the Lord is saying we must listen out for there is a sound. There is a sound that we need to listen for in this season, because that sound will speak to many things in terms of that which he will be doing prophetically in the nation, and the nations went on to look at it.
Guys, take a listen to the sound of the wind in Jamaica. The sound of the wind will speak to prophetic things, a specific sound. Alright?
That it not only speaks to the wind, but it speaks to the spirit. It speaks to the wind, the spirit, word, also speak to breath, and also revelation. But the interesting thing about the wind is the impact of the wind. So we know skirts are going to be lifted. Skirts are going to be lifted. That's one of the prophetic words that came through the Oasis movement yesterday. What does that mean? Skirts lifted, it means exposure. So expect exposures. Also, files blown away, blown open. Again.
Guys, look out for a lot of exposure. Fresh disgrace, like where the prophet Pastor Peter Chambers talked about. Yes. A lot of things are going to be revealed. Things that are documented. Whole heap of people are going to get exposed. Yeah? The exposure season is ramping up going into 2025. Trust me. This is what he's talking about right here. Pay attention.
And that speaks to exposure, right? Files that were tucked away, things that were placed in file 13. And of course, we now have digital files, but prophetically, when you see the image of a file, a folder, just being blown by the wind, yes, and the contents thereof are strewn all over the place, scattered all over the place. It is speaking to exposure. That which was hidden will be exposed. That which was held away, held back, and kept from the people will now be literally blown all over the place, so that all and sundry will have access to the information. It will no longer be placed or kept under a lid. So we saw that prophetically also in the church. He's about to blow in churches. So, and this now is going to be disrupting the routine in churches. So we prophetically also expect that will be happening as we go into yet another section of this year, 5785. And of course, we're on the cusp of the Gregorian calendar year, 2025. Yes, and roofs are going to be lifted also. And that means the destruction of systems, destruction in the sense that the head is going to be removed, right? Which speaks to change in leadership. Cover has to do with leadership. So change in leadership within the church and also within certain organizations, certainly politically and otherwise. And we saw some indications of that in terms of the turbulence. Hong Kong martial law was called just over 24 hours ago. We saw what happened in France with their
Hong Kong martial law called 24 hours ago. Hey yo, what? See, that's why I have to listen to that program right now.
Prime Minister was removed through a no confident motion, right? And that just happened. So there are some other things that are about to happen.
We can't remove Andrew Holness for a no motion cause. Well, let me play that back. What you say?
Prime Minister was called just over 24 hours ago. We saw what happened in France with their Prime Minister was removed through a no confident motion, right?
Wait a minute. Whoa, what? Yo, I gotta pull that up. Ain't no way. Ladies and gentlemen, I just pressed play, was recording this, I wasn't listening. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. France, Macron rules out resigning. Will tap new prime minister. Wait, hold up. Wait, this is real. Oh, this is real, y'all. I did not know this. This is breaking news for me. Breaking news for everybody else that did. Breaking news. Breaking news. You telling me the colonizer from France, the one that Ibrahim Troy ran out of Burkina Faso, Macron resists to resign and vows to name new French prime minister in days. Wow. Wow. This is great news. Embattled French President Emmanuel Macron said he hoped to appoint a new prime minister in the coming days. In a combative televised address on Thursday that will do little to ease the deepening political crisis, Macron was speaking one day after Prime Minister Michel Barnier was ousted by lawmakers in a no-confidence. So he is the president. He's the president. They kicked out the prime minister. Wow. The kingdom is falling down, isn't it? Prime Minister of France. Oh, there we go. Let me see him. Prime Minister of France. No, this looks like, yeah, this is the Prime Minister of France. Okay, let's go to Wikipedia. Prime Minister of France. Second highest office in France. Blah 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 blah. Okay. I just wanted to see a face. Because I don't know. Okay. Right. This is good. This is good. This is very good. This is excellent. Vote of no confidence. Wow. Wow. Can we do that for Andrew Holness, y'all? President resists calls for him to stand down. The president resisted calls for him to stand down, seeking instead a shift blame onto the left wing and far right factions that united to bring down Barnier's government. Oh, so he doing the same thing that Andrew Holness does. Blame everybody else, but don't want to stand on the foolishness that he did. Oh, this is a recurring trend for these leaders, huh? Okay, friends. All right, I see you. There's an awakening happening, y'all. I'm telling you. I don't know. Hey, I don't know where Jamaica is going to be and all of that. I'm not telling nobody what to do. Let God's will be done. Because this is delicate time. So, hey, Father, take the wheel.
And that just happened. So there are some other things that are about to happen. Here in Jamaica also. Get ready as the wind intensifies, right? In terms of to blow through institutions. And of course, there is a sound that also will accompany same. So we need to be alert in this season. The intensity of the wind is going to increase. And of course, now I'm speaking prophetically, but also it will manifest temporally as well.
So, ladies and gentlemen, look out for the wind prophetically, right? Look out for the wind in terms of massive exposure. Look out for the wind in terms of massive change. There's a wind blowing, y'all. There's a wind blowing.
So you will see more storms. Obviously, when we say storms, not necessarily the tropical storms or the cyclone, but of course, snowstorms, sudden twisters happening, and that sort of thing, sudden storms on the ocean, that sort of thing. Yes, so you don't think that because the summer is now gone or the transatlantic hurricane season has passed, it's the end of storms. There are more storms that will have rainstorm, snowstorm, that sort of thing. So expect storms, political storms, social storms, economic storms, yes, religious storms, social storms. Expect that the wind, but also in churches too, the wind, which speaks to the Holy Spirit and the work of God in Christ by His Holy Spirit, will intensify in different ways, and this will cause changes, unexpected changes. It will cause devastation, death as well, right? Also despair for those who are not rooted in Him. Yes, dislocation. Yes. So get ready, friends, as we are in this month of Kislev. Kislev, interestingly, is the month of the winter solstice. I'm going to say that one more time. Kislev is the month of the winter solstice, and the winter solstice is that time when we have the longest night and the shortest day. Longest night, shortest day. Also in Kislev, the days will be shorter and the nights longer. And of course, Kislev also encompasses winter. And in that time, all that winter represents: the plants losing their leaves, animals hibernating, the predators are on the prowl, avalanche and such like, yes, freezing, blizzard-like conditions, and so on and so forth. Right, expect in this month Kislev. Also, Kislev is the month of hope and trust. Hope and trust. It's where the hope of people and their trust are tested, unlike at any other point, because when the winter thickens and the darkness thickens, not many are able to function in the normal way. The hunters are impacted, those who would forage, those who would plant, those who would in terms of industry, regular industry is impacted. The kind of freedoms that you would have, you do not have them. You are restricted in winter, especially as you go deeper in winter. And so the hope and trust of persons are tested, because with the restrictions come various vicissitudes. You will find shortages of food, and even where food is available. And I'm now speaking prophetically, but it will play itself out in different ways temporarily. So shortage of food, and so you have to now stretch the little that you have where you have available water, availability of water, availability of warmth. Warmth. You will now begin to appreciate warmth more than at any other time in the year, because coldness would tend to dominate Kislev, right? And the appreciation for light, more light, because more darkness would be threatening to engulf your space or environment. And with the darkness comes certain challenges, because as you know, the forces of darkness, they proliferate in darkness. Yes, they proliferate in darkness, among other things. So warfare intensifies. Yes, trials, testings, temptations. So I'm speaking both ways, temporally and spiritually. So this is a clarion call for born again believers to recognize the time and the season, the times and the seasons we are in, and position yourselves accordingly. Don't just move about blindly and take each day to be the same, each month, each week to be the same. There is a major shift that has taken prophetically. We are now moving into another segment of 5785, and of course preparing to also step into the Gregorian calendar year, the secular calendar year of 2025. And that year prophetically is called, interestingly, Kaf Pe, which is grace in the hand, or grace at hand, grace in the hand. And we will speak about that maybe, who knows, next week, God willing. So on the one hand, you have grace in the mouth, and on the other hand, prophetically, grace in the hand, or grace at hand. What does that mean? What does that look like? We will explore the same as the Holy Spirit leads. Lots and lots to look at, not necessarily this morning, obviously, but I'm just putting it out there so that you can begin to prayerfully ruminate on these things and be ready for what is up ahead. To God be the glory. So with that being said, and let me just mention to you also, Kislev is the month of dreams, and I'm not going to say much about that. It's a month of dreams. it was interesting that it was in the month of Kislev. Very interesting. Joseph got that dream. Yes, about the sun, the moon, and the stars bowing to him. The month of Kislev, and that has certain implications which I will not get into. Also, thinking how strange it was in the month of Kislev. Also, later on, many years later, when he appeared before Pharaoh, that he gave the interpretation to that dream that Pharaoh had about the ears of corn, the fat one eating the thin ones, and the fat cows and the thin cows, and so on. Right. So interpretations, so dreams, interpretations. It's the month for dreams, and also the interpretation. So those of you who are you have been dreaming, dreaming, and maybe even have been asking the Lord to activate you in that way. Well, this is the month.
No, me not tell no lie. Last night me dream, and I couldn't believe how long time I not have a dream. When me hear him say this, I was like, whoa, is this a coincidence? You know what I mean?
For dreams, when more dreams will come. But conversely, you will find that you will come under more attack, where the enemy will do the same thing that was done to Pharaoh, although God allowed it, where he could not remember his dream, right? Could not remember his dream. Well, the enemy also works in ways where he snatches the dreams of people, the people of God especially, because God speaks through dreams and vision. And
all right, so you hear him say this about the enemy snatching the dreams. People, when we wake up, write down we dream. Now me understand why the prophetic. Me always say Pastor Peter Chambers I read from paper. I write down in dream them, you know. So when him get the dream and he get it fresh, him write it down same time. Anne Marie, where you see your dream last night too? Me say, I dream see alien last night, you see? Me say me dream see alien last night. Me I talk about full alien invasion. That me dream see last night. So guys, write down on the dream and to get them.
Where he can snatch those dreams so that you do not remember or recall. Yes, you will not be in a position to discern what God is saying in terms of warning and in terms of information as to what is happening and what is up ahead. The enemy will seek to snatch your dream. So your prayers will have to be adjusted in such a way and regulated by the grace of God in such a way that matters of this nature are taken into consideration. I've said a lot, but at least you will have something to ruminate on. Guess what? I won't be able to do the roll call because we have a special guest to come on, and we want to maximize that time. So please forgive me. I'll just mention a few names. Would that be okay? Mention a few names. I see Lorna, Charlie, bless you, woman of God, Juliet Henry, June Woolery, and of course I see Aldith Sims, and also Hyacinth Joseph, Anne-Marie Newland, Emmett persons on. There's also Lizzie, love you. Living room with your can drink breadfruit leaf tea. Breadfruit leaf. She's those who have you on Patience Alonge for the additional information as well. So the Holy Spirit did bring up breadfruit leaf tea. So even though I said it in referred to her as is a matter that born again believers in Christ, in fact all of us, and in particular born again believers, entrepreneur, those with entrepreneurial inclinations should delve into. Even the Yorks could think of adding the breadfruit leaf to their line of products. We obviously are led by the Spirit of the Lord on this platform, so we're not giving economic or economic advice, financial advice as it were, but we speak as the Lord gives us utterance, and where you are out there and it resonates with you, your spirit man connects with same to say, yes, this is of God. Feel free to pursue same prayerfully. Having said that, we are going to be connecting now with our special guest who is online. Before we connect with her, allow me to say we are mindful of the increased bloodletting which continues.
This is super important. This interview with this lady right here is super important because what she's talking about is what that little voodoo looking man on the screen come for deal with. And that she talk about, yeah? Yeah. So, only listen up.
Warning that in the realm of the spirit, the plan is for this year to be the most, don't want to use that word, so let's use another word, with the highest numbers of homicide. Okay. And perhaps I could use a softer word, bloodletting, that it's the year with the most bloodletting. And put it another way, instead of using one of those common phrases, sometimes it comes across a particular way which we really would not want to be associated with this platform. So that's the plan of the enemy, that this year would be the year with the highest number of homicides. And they are using, the forces of darkness are seeking to use mass murders. So instead of just having the singles, they will have the quadruples, the triple and the quadruple and the sevens and stuff like that to increase whatever deficit, whatever gap, you know, wherever there were gains made in certain divisions, they would wipe out those gains using mass killings. And in the dark realm, I shared with you the experience, which I won't get back into, and the call for the intercessors to intensify their prayers and to go out into the communities. We're seeing Tuesday we had a double murder, right? And so on in Manchester, and things are not looking good in Manchester.
Today in a Spanish town, me and Andre talked about it earlier. Boy, me I tell you, hey, Jamaica is in one good place. Me I tell you, say, Father God, only you alone. Boy, hey, boy, me I tell you, yeah, man, no sir.
Although they're saying, boy, it's still a safe place. But one of the things, as the Lord would have said, certain places that were seen as
boy, CW, I don't know what I want there. No, Lisa, they bed, I don't know what I want there.
Safe, people will no longer feel safe. Dark, low note. But this is what is being discussed in the dark realm. And they are trying to do different things to make it happen. The churches need to go out into the communities. The police can do so much and no more. As I greet police officers, I know there are many of them, and also members of the JDF, many of them who listen to TBC Radio, also conversations. We salute you. We thank you for the sterling job you have been doing. But we understand that a large part of the crime and violence, etc., the social ills, etc., would be driven by spiritual issues. And that's where the Church of the Living God is equipped. Right? We are equipped to deal with that. So again, I'm calling on churches to go out into the spaces, go out into the town centers. Yes, I see more police officers, but they can do so much and no more. We need to go out. Enough said. We have our guest. The second quick observation, we are also aware of the $3 trillion crisis, the massive total in unaccounted for government spending.
Hey.
Right? We have been speaking, the Lord has been speaking about corruption in government and in other entities as well. Well, JAMP is now raising that, and we know it's more than 3 trillion, right? So, and the caption there is 3 trillion crisis. We are aware of that. Not sure if we'll be able to touch on it today, but I'm just letting you know we are aware. And this is an example of the wind blowing, lifting skirts, blowing open files, and so on. This is an example, and there is more to come. Interesting.
So you see, the lifting of the skirts and the exposing of the individuals, namely the Prime Minister and others. One just need to pay attention, guys. It is all of it is going to come out. The illicit eat everything. I go bust out. Things I will not even imagine. Like, you know, things, oh, wow. We never did know this. Not even everything will come out. Everything. Season of exposure is ramping up, guys.
Interestingly, also, we, I would not say discovering, but we are seeing for all to see that Jamaica in terms of the wages, right? It's very interesting. Jamaica has the lowest wages or salaries in the region. That's the Caribbean. Okay? The Caribbean. Jamaica has the lowest salaries in the region, and yet our politicians are the highest paid. How do you reconcile that? Jamaica has the lowest salaries in the region, and yet our politicians are the highest paid.
What can go so?
Hear a particular economist talking nonsense that the salaries are pegged or influenced by the GDP. What rubbish are you talking, sir? Where you get that from? So if that is the case, how is it, how do you justify hiking the politicians' salaries? And you are keeping the salaries of the masses low. And you are saying it's tied to the GDP. So the politicians' salaries are not tied to the GDP. They are supposed to be the ones managing the nation. They were given that responsibility. And if the nation is not in a profit-making position, how is it that they have such humongous salaries, the highest paid in the region, and yet the people are the lowest, among the lowest paid workers in the Caribbean? Isn't that upside down? What does that tell you about the politician? Don't you realize that they are in it to feather their nest? You haven't realized that they do not have our best interest at heart. Look on the dilapidated state of our hospitals and social services. They're going around promoting needs, giving $20,000 to those who sign up. Where they get money from? Where they get money from? Look at the huge amount of monies that are being spent and have been spent in the by-elections, the recently held by-elections. And yet, they don't have money. Taxpayers' money we're talking about. And wherever else they get money from. They have money to just spend and all over the place. Bribing people and all sorts of stuff. Putting money in newspaper, putting money in wrap-up t-shirt, putting money in basket of groceries and such a like. And you don't have money to take care of the business of the nation for which you were elected to do. And yet, you have taken on 300% salary increase, sitting at the pinnacle in terms of salaries for politicians and others in similar position in the region, sitting at the pinnacle, while the people who put you in power, the people who are paying taxes for the most part, they are living on crumbs, among the lowest paid in the region. You know, sister, something wrong. Oh no, sister, something wrong. More will be said about it, but we have a special guest on. But I thought I would just share that with you. We are with
We need a divine intervention. We're tired of the labor rights. We're tired of the green people. We are so far. We can't take it no more. We need this. We need this. We need it. Help! Help! Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength. Is a liberator.
where? And it's a part of the wind blowing and lifting skirts and blowing up open files and so on prophetically. And there is more to come. I see where the IC also, they have released 2 reports to be tabled in Parliament, and we will see what we shall see, because there are other reports from the Integrity Commission that are pending as well.
I'm
right?
excited.
We keep our eyes on same and we continue to pray the process.
You know, say IC, Integrity Commission is easy. Our Integrity Commission conveniently drop 2 reports will be tabled when tomorrow is the date for the decision between the Andrew Holness against the Integrity Commission in the Supreme Court. Hey, people, me feeling good enough. Me don't know about only, but when me hear Isaac say when say for Mystic Sensation program about that situation, then me feel good. Me feel good. I mean, I put it up to you now. Hold on.
So enough said in that regard. We have our special guest online. She is a born-again believer in Christ. We're going to be asking her about her conversion experience for starters very shortly. She is a missionary and an evangelist, and she is concerned about many things, and among them, the welfare of the nation's children. And she has a very interesting experience, which she will be sharing with us on matters having to do with transcendental meditation and the fact that it is not of God. So we are going to be getting to that. So I thought I would just alert you, so you need to be listening carefully, because we're...
Please listen carefully. I'm going to make sure put up back a look of voodoo, man. At this area, at this time I come bring in a Jamaica, and I try to put on the people and what a lady I got talk about. Here, people, share this live stream. All right.
We're seeing where from different quarters, transcendental meditation is being pushed. And interestingly, even by so-called men and women of God, the devil is a liar. Well, as usual, in this ministry and on this platform, the Lord has empowered us to call a spade and to sound the alarm so that no one truly will be able to say they did not know or they did not hear. That is why where persons do not have access to TBC radio, it is your duty, those of you who are online, your duty, those of you who are listening, to record and capture the information and send it to them because you have a responsibility.
Brethren, that is exactly what I am doing. I would love to see 1,000 people in the chat right now, but I cannot control that. You understand? I would love for this information to go out to millions of people that Mr. Shuttleworth is disseminating. Alright? But I do not control that. So Father God, see I know my heart. We're there and we are doing the work. Tireless. I mean, I'm tired, but we're here doing the work. Alright? Yeah, man, big up yourself, Jotaro. I know as I saw you go, you know what I mean? But we still persevere and still continue, though.
To ensure that others are enlightened as well. Having said that, good morning, Sister Marcia. Thank you for your patience. Delighted to have you on TBC Radio Conversation this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
And before she goes, I just want to say I am very grateful for the people that are here. And big shout out to you guys for being here and understanding the importance of this information. Big shout out to y'all. Y'all is the real MVPs. Let's continue.
I'm happy to be here this morning to share and to inform your listeners. Good morning, listeners. Then I learned from the pastor that it was not of God, faithful.
Scientists,
and I'm not aware of me to be analyzed, you know.
Businessmen and women, scientists, matter of transcendental.
That's what I'm doing now.
Okay, thank you so much, Wuna. Businessmen and women, scientists, so-called Christians and so on, who are promoting this practice more and more, and it has become in vogue. In vogue, particularly since the COVID-19 pandemic, especially. Why? Because the World Wide Web would have become more accessible to more persons and also more and more worship online. People are now engaged in, finding, searching for worship online, and they would be exposed to a number of practices that were initially foreign to them or only would have been known to certain categories of people. Now, just about everyone, including our children, are being exposed to this occultic practice. It's being practiced in schools, it's being offered in hospitals, etc., etc. So, based on your experiences with this practice, and you were a practitioner, what is transcendental meditation for starters? And then, what, now that the Lord has opened your eyes to this practice and that it is not of Him, help us to understand all of that and lessons learned, etc. Over to you.
So, transcendental meditation promises peace and enlightenment, and it is done through using a mantra. A mantra can be a sound or a word. Now, what they don't tell you is that it is rooted in the...
No, that I think no. You see the audio where they are, you see the audio there where they on the radio, on the Facebook, so smooth, and that's why I always only use Pastor Shuttleworth when he must speak. It's not that I don't want to listen to the other people, is that he's more clearer. The sound quality is more clearer. But what this lady is saying is worth listening to, or at least trying to listen through the muffling. Alright, so just catch your ears, look closer and listen attentively to what she's saying. Alright, guys?
With him, They sell the benefits of meditation, but they don't tell you that it is rooted in Hinduism. Now, how is it rooted in Hinduism? There's a ceremony that you have to go through for initiation, which is, I'm just learning, is a puja. It's an Hindu worship ritual. So they tell you to bring for that ceremony a white handkerchief, a flower, and a fruit. Now, in Hinduism, this practice is what they do. They have offerings, they have washing, they have anointing, incense, and mantras. But in transcendental meditation, they pick out the flowers and the white handkerchief, and the fruit. The white handkerchief is not a part of the Hindu worship ritual. They just put that in. And that is interesting to know, because when I did my research, which I didn't know at that time, because when they're selling it and marketing it, they market the benefits of meditation. People get deceived because they know that the Bible speaks about meditation, right? And the Bible speaks about meditation from the perspective of meditating on God's word, okay? But this is a different type, and this is a dangerous type, because the mantra is supposed to be secret, and what it does is conjure demonic activities, quite annoying to the person who is practicing it. The white handkerchief, I gather, just in recent time, stands for the offering of one's soul. And the flower is said for the blossoming of the Lord's presence in the hearts of the person. The fruit is for offering of all the fruits of future actions, literally all material wealth, success, and happiness. Now the word of God tells us when Jesus was leaving, John 16:33, Jesus said, "These things I've spoken to you, that in me you might have peace." And we know that Jesus is the Prince of Peace. He said, "I leave with you my peace. I give you not as the world giveth." So the world is giving us this false sense of peace. Now in the initiation, this is what we do. They put the flower, they put the white handkerchief, and they put the food on a small table, which is a very high small table. I don't know that that's the altar, because they don't explain all of these things, you just go through that. And you are to kneel, and they give you the mantra, which is a secret word. And you are supposed to say the mantra for a period. I'm not sure, I don't remember the time, but I think in my research it says 20 minutes. And we were told that during that time, most people fall asleep. So I think it's not strange if you fall asleep. So then, that is the ritual that you go through. During the introduction, nothing is mentioned of the religious aspect and opinions. Nothing is mentioned of the why you're carrying the handkerchief and so on. And then when I started to question myself, I said, but this is so strange, I didn't see it before. Then I realized how blinded the natural man is. Right? I teach my children now to interrogate things, ask who, what, why, when, how. You know? Ask questions before you make decisions. Because had I done that, I would not have gone into it. Moreover, there were two red flags which I did not pay attention to. The Maharashi, who was on the video, which is the introductory video, they call him His Holiness, right? And that's it. And secret, anything secret is in darkness. So those two things. But when you are not of God, your eyes are blinded, so you don't see those details. In fact, what motivated me to join into that was that I was having some demonic attacks. Didn't understand it. And it was happening because I was suffering from pathological grief. And the door was open. So I went to a psychiatrist, and he told me that he would have to teach me to relax. Because the experience I had was that I would look like I'm sleeping, but I'm very conscious. And I would know if somebody come in the room and I'd be saying like, wake me up, but the person is seeing me sleeping. When I relaxed, I could come out of it. So he said he would teach me how to do some relaxation exercise. Of course, I've been very costly. So I was working at the bank at the time, and one of the customers introduced me to this transcendental meditation, telling me that I would have peace, and that it's a relaxation, technique. So that is how I got involved in that. Yes, but I've since learned that the Prince of Peace is Jesus, and the Lord, knowing that my mind would have been.
So one of the things that we have to pay attention to was she said that she never really paid attention to the red flags. And this is true in many different aspects of our lives, but now the red flags are what we have to go pay attention to more often than not when it comes on to the spiritual. Because we don't have to engage in nothing what is displeasing to the Most High, innit? Now, I didn't know that yoga was a bad thing. I never practiced yoga, but, I just never knew. Until I came across this program. I never knew that, these meditations, all of these things that she's talking about that she was engaging in was definitely a bad thing. Like, you're opening up yourself to spirits, right? So, we just have to continue for listener experience. Like I said, don't just listen. Give it your undivided attention. Just listen. Cock your ears and listen keenly.
To all kind of demonic oppression has given me an insatiable appetite for the word of God. And so I've been filling myself with that, meditating upon the word, and so to get rid of all of that stuff that I let inside. Now I am sounding an alarm this morning because I know that persons have needs, and usually you think about your need and you don't think about the what and the why. And so this morning I am sounding a warning, because there is no peace except what God gives. Zechariah 9:10, only Zion King declares peace to the nations. Right? And we know that Jesus Christ is the Prince of Peace. And he doesn't give us the peace that the world gives us. So, my testimony this morning is to make you aware. And the Bible tells us that some would say peace, peace, then there is sudden destruction, because it is a false peace. Amen.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, woman of God. Please hold the line. The team members, Benny and Pastor Dr. Patience along here, been listening keenly, and I'm sure they want to chime in. Just before they chime in, though, I will just make this quick comment, and that is why it very often I become incensed. Yes, I become very angry when I listen to so-called men of God who should know better, and among them also women of God, so-called, who should know better. And they have been countenancing and encouraging this practice, also to the point where they are introducing their members of the churches that they pastor and so on, to such practices. They would include verbiage or words from these occultic practices and mix them with the word of God. It's called a syncretism, okay? And what it does is that it defiles the hearers, the listeners and the hearers, especially those who believe and they hold on to it when the word is released. So many become defiled just by listening, and therefore they become amenable and flexible and yielding to such practices when it is introduced to them in other settings, such as at work or in business, banking, your personal banker, those who are personal bankers, insurance agents, and your doctor, medical practitioner, and so on, especially where you might be having particular problems and they mention it, and then you remember that, oh, I heard it mentioned in church, and the fact that it is mentioned in church, not in a negative way, you then are fooled in thinking that it is of God, and you swallow it hook, line, and sinker. I heard Sister Marcia mentioning she misspoke, but the Lord allowed it when she said meditation, but she said medication, right? And she corrected herself. So there are many who turn to it, and they are looking for medication, yes, from this form of meditation. And alas, many of them and found themselves in deeper in deeper problems, because that's what happened. That's what happened. Every time you connect with Satan through the various media and mediums, right? You are defiled, and your situation becomes worse. It may not be evident initially, but over time, yes, someone looking on will tell you, you won't, because you are under a spell. That is why in this form of occult practice, you are normally lulled into sleep. You fall asleep, so that your spirit man, because at that time your spirit man is more active, right? And your spirit man can be engaged and be taken over by the forces of darkness. I thought I've just mentioned that. She mentioned a particular place, yes, that she went, and the Spirit of the Lord showed up and told her that he is not there. And it's very interesting how the Spirit of the Lord works in different scenarios. But in this scenario, the Spirit of the Lord did not just say to Sister Marcia that that place which he thought was supposed to be the place of the living God, church, even if they don't call themselves church. But the Lord also, as the Lord showed up, the Lord said to her, not only am I not here, but don't you notice they don't read my word? So God has a way. He will not only sometimes gently rebuke or correct, but he also, as he corrects, he will show you the area or areas in which you are wrong, you're going wrong, doing wrong, saying wrong. And so she had an encounter there with the Holy Spirit, and she recognized she was at the wrong place. Certainly she was not among the people of God. This is a clarion call. One of the problems we see happening is that the so-called intelligent and intellectual, those persons especially, right? And I say so-called because people need to understand that their wisdom is foolishness to God. I'm going to say it one more time. My wisdom and your wisdom, foolishness unto God. Until we begin to fear God, we don't know what wisdom really is. Yes? And so there are many living in a fool's paradise. Pastor Buckland on Tuesday mentioned how many are depending on commentaries. I have no problems with Bible commentary. Let's put that straight. But I don't depend on Bible commentary for the Word of God. In terms of to interpret the Word of God, I don't. It is the Holy Spirit who gives me interpretation. Okay? I'm not saying you shouldn't read commentary. You get general information. But when it comes on to the truth, the revealed truth, most of the times, you will not get that from a commentary. Okay? And I could tell you more about commentaries, but that's for another story, right? Some persons will be hopping mad with me and so on, but I'll speak to that at another juncture. And that is one of the reasons so many of these so-called pastors, men of God, right? Very well qualified, having their doctor this and their doctor that in this and that. I couldn't care less. I don't have a problem with you going and get your further studies and whatever. But until and unless you seek the Lord, when you seek him, you will find him. When you seek him with all your heart. There are too many men and women of God so-called out there. And you are moving further away from God, going more and more into studies, further studies, as if to say, the more you study is the wiser you become, is the more you know about God. The devil is a liar. And we find that many, they have these exalted positions, right? And they are over so many churches and whatever their titles, but they do not know God. Some of them started out by knowing God, but they are now at a point where they don't know God. You listen to them pray, they are like strangers in terms of talking with God. They don't even know how to talk with God. And you sit and you listen to them when they pray, and even when they preach, and you realize that they no longer are walking with God. And yet there are so many who are caught up with what they are saying and doing and follow behind them blindly. And they are being led to hell unless these people repent. And so this is a clarion call. This is a clarion call. There are many who are being led to hell by so-called men and women of God, not just in Jamaica, but we're speaking about Jamaica now. Very popular, well-known, well-studied in terms of the things of the world. But when it comes on to the things of God, they do not know God for themselves. Never had a one-to-one encounter with God.
I ain't gonna lie, man. He ain't lying, man. And hey, that's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on my one-on-one with God, man. I ain't lying. Real talk. My mom always spoke about her testimony. You know what I'm saying? And all real Christians that I know, people of the faith that truly love God, they have this relationship. You know what I'm saying? They have this conviction. They have a testimony. I can be honest with everybody up here. I've always been honest. I'm gonna continue to be honest. It's stuff that I've learned is through my mom and listening, growing up in the church and stuff like that. But in terms of like having that experience that he's talking about, it is that which I desire, which I have not yet encountered. You know what I'm saying? I could speak to length practically about the Most High. I'll be like, man, just look around. Just look at the world and how it's designed. There definitely is a creator of all things. There has to be an intelligence throughout all of this. You know what I'm saying? I could argue you down logically, on a scientific level, that God is and always will be. Not just the Bible alone. I could touch it on both ends. It's pretty obvious. But that's why it baffles me why there's atheists. I'm like, interesting. Okay, you don't believe that there's a God at all? So what? You telling me? So you worship nothing. And if you see, the funny thing is, if you accept the devil, you low key is accepting God at the same time. Do you know that the devil's existence in your mind, if you're a Luciferian, that just means you just pick the losing side. That's all that means. But you have to acknowledge God to then acknowledge the devil. The story of the devil came through God. You know what I'm saying? This was an angel that was cast out of heaven. Right? So what are we doing? How can you honestly look at me and say to me, I don't believe in God because whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And you have some of them that big up the devil. I'm like, yo, bro, sis, you bigging up the devil? So, all of the characteristics of the devil, are you bigging up the devil? Right. And if you want to say that God allows the devil to do what he's doing, yes, he sure does. He sure does. Just like how he allows us to sin, give us the free will to, yes, he allows the devil the same free will to roam and do what it does, because at the end of the day, we all his children. Thus is the same for the devil, is the same for us, isn't it? So by saying that, you're not, God is just fair across the board. That's it. Like, you're not putting God down when you do that. When people say that, it's just, they just make some very weird arguments. But, back to, and I know there's a lot of them that listen to this program. Some of them was itching. I'm talking about they was itching to come up on this program to say something to me. And I'm like, man, bro, come on, bro. What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? What are we actually doing, man? You are not serious right now. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. But anyway, let me see what he's saying.
And so that is why there's a shake-up coming for many churches in Jamaica. Watch and you will see. But that's for another story.
Yes, sir.
Over to the team members. Ladies.
All right, we're gonna end it off right there. There's gonna be a lot of exposure. Look out for that. A lot of fresh disgrace. A lot of documentation is gonna be revealed. People getting exposed left, right, and center. Justice prevailing. Shout out to the Integrity Commission. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be great. And look out for this voodoo priest. Ladies and gentlemen, do not be fooled. Do not partake in anything that they're offering. All right, I could say that. All right, that is my recommendation, and that is the recommendation of the prophet. All right, we can't stop them from coming to Jamaica. I had a petition out, you know, not even 100 people got to sign it yet because a lot of people don't know about it. Plus, I should have started that petition the moment I realized who this man was and what he was coming to Jamaica to do. And that was just a few months ago. You know, this man is coming to unleash all types of demonic spirits in Jamaica on the Jamaican people that engage in their programs. Under the guise, ladies and gentlemen, he's I'm reading the article. He looks like he's supposed to be the new Minister of National Security or something. He's here to take over Horace Chang's position. What can go so? He is an integral part. I tell you, you got to watch all my videos. I read an article. He is an integral part of crime prevention and stopping crime, ladies and gentlemen. Man, oh man. Boy, we are in trouble. But anyway, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Gotta go. Yeah, I'm going. I did my thing today, man. Hey, I let the chips fall where they may, and whatever yields from it, it is what it is. But I did my thing today. Boy, I worked hard. I'm about to take me a shower and just, you know, kick my feet up and just chill, man. Yep. I need me some alone time, baby. Away from all of this. So the internet, everything. All of this. I need the break. Alright? Y'all be good, man. Y'all be safe out there, man. And watch out for them alien ships in the sky, alright? Allegedly. According to the prophecy, you better start looking up. Better start paying attention. Keep your eyes up in the sky, baby. Look for anything strange. Before I go, I want to share this story in that regard. I remember one night I was I was on the beach, you know. I went on the beach late, you know what I'm saying? Well, not late, really early morning. I think it's one of the best times to go on the beach. Especially if you got company. I'm just saying. You know, you got your wife, whatever, your girlfriend, whatever. And you know, I was alone. And I was laying down. I was just chilling, you know. I like to stay in the water and just float. And I was looking up and I saw this light. Like, you see an aircraft, but it's very far away. At first, you know, I was looking at it and it seemed to be moving normal. And then after a point, it just started to move crazy. What going on? Aldiano, what's up? Right? At a point, it just started to move crazy. And when I mean crazy, I mean there is no aircraft outside of that could move even similarly to that. Like, you have what you call it? Damn, what do they call those little things? Oh, what do you call those things that they use, man? Drones. You know you got drones, right? You got drones and everything. This was not a drone. I know what a drone is. Man, let me tell y'all something, man. That thing went into cyber space. I'm talking about the next frontier. Shoom! Disappear type of vibe. Light speed gone. After zigzagging, right? Zigzagging in the air. That's how I knew it wasn't a aircraft. A normal aircraft, as a matter of fact. Those movements that it did in the air, nah, B. And that stuck with me. That was last year. I had that encounter last year. And a lot of people say they don't believe, but as them brought them to a Jesus or the F word, Fox. ACW, you ain't lying, bro. You ain't lying. Alright? You ain't lying. Them sick, them say pray for them. Exactly. How you want people to pray for you, but you don't believe in God? What kind of crazy stuff is that? Make that make sense. But anyway, back to the story. That craft that I saw, that UFO, unidentified flying object. That's what a UFO is. It was unidentified. It was a flying object. And I'm telling you, they have planes that go 10x speed of sound. Okay, Aldiano, this was not a plane, bro. This was hovering. Do you understand what I'm saying? Hovering. Staying in one place, zipping from A to B at a far distance in less than a second, zipping back to another place, then zip, zip, zippity zip, swirling. I'm talking about all different types of angles, curves, triangle movements. There was no, it didn't have a limited, it didn't have any limitation in how it could move. And it didn't have any limitation in the speed it could move. Bro, I am lying down on the beach, literally looking in the sky going, oh my God, what am I looking at? What in the world am I looking at right now? Are you kidding me? I'm talking about bright night, stars are out. I'm talking about no clouds. That was so far in the sky, bro. Oh my days. I'm telling you, Sassy. I'm telling you. You gonna send me a video? Okay, that's what's up. Now, I've seen videos about that type of stuff, but I've never covered it on my platform. Even Sister Carrie Ann speak about it. Sister Carrie Ann got a video, one of her latest videos. She put Jamaica in the title, and she's talking about these beings, these unidentified crafts, going to be showing themselves soon. All right? And that's a prophetic word. That's a thus saith the Lord. Here in Jamaica and the Caribbean, she mentioned a few countries. As a matter of fact, let me pull up the video. I'm not gonna play it, but I'm gonna pull it up behind the scenes right here. Y'all can't see, but you know, it is what it is. Sister Carrie Ann. Sister Carrie Ann. You win some, you lose some. We are leaving Babylon. Oh, she got a new video. We are leaving Babylon. Exodus, the second Exodus. So what? Vladimir Putin super submarine with what? With, oh my, wow. You telling me Putin and the Though, oh Lord. Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, St. Lucia, Mexico. Be on high alert. Keep your eyes in the clouds, guys. Keep your eyes in the clouds. You hear that? Jamaica, Trinidad. Yes, she said they're under the cloud. Keep your eyes in the clouds, guys. Go watch Sister Carrie Ann for yourself, man. I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to play it on my platform. I got to be careful. I'm going to start screening some of these videos before I play them. I got to be careful. I ain't going to say why, but I got to be careful. I don't want no issues with YouTube. All right? I already got issues with YouTube. I wish I could write YouTube the way they write me and tell them a piece of my mind. You feel me? Yeah, because of the inconsistencies in my numbers. I really want to curse them out. I ain't going to lie. I want to curse them out. If you ask me, they're already in Jamaica. Well, she didn't say in. She says in the clouds. And I ain't going to lie. I would have to agree with you, Sassy D. And whoever asked me for the WhatsApp number, there's the WhatsApp number right there. Yo, y'all got to forgive me, man. Everybody send me stuff on WhatsApp, one away and stuff like that. And I'm telling y'all, sometimes it takes me a time to get to them. And sometimes I don't get to them. You feel me? Sometimes I don't get to them. I see a lot of people sending me the videos of the UFOs. Yep. See, yep. People sending me, yep. There we go. People sending me the videos. Yep. People sending me the videos. There's this little girl that was missing. Damn. But I didn't even see like all the information. And there's no number to call or nothing. It's just, let me put it on the screen. See, I didn't even remember, but I feel so bad. Lord have mercy. I feel bad, man. I ain't even gonna cap. I really do feel bad. This young lady they say is missing. I don't know if she's still missing. I don't have no number. If y'all see her, you can reach out to me. I can reach out to the person that sent me. It's not even a good enough picture to say. Maybe you can recognize her by her eyes if you can remember that. Hey, but yeah, another young one missing, man. Boy, this just breaks my damn heart, man. I ain't going, boy. It really tears down my whole spirit just to see that type of stuff. Oh, man. It really do, man. It really do. But yeah. Yeah. Take this voodoo priest off of my thing. Look at the people I see. Too much unexplained behavior. Yeah, I know that's right. Oh, we had a poll. We had a poll. Wait a minute. Let me put some bolo in it. Yeah, man. Andrew Holness are the weakest leader, man. Weakest. I'm talking about, man. I haven't even. Well, I did get to Marlon Malahoo, and I did get to Dalrymple. Some people just didn't see the video. The videos are out, guys. Check my damn it. Please check my playlist, my thing. Plus I got a video coming up. 7:00. Yeah, I'm gonna end this. I got a video coming up at 7:00, a premiere. Yeah, I got another one at 10:30. And I got one at 6 a.m. Oh yeah, content. Yeah, so if you ain't sleeping and you ain't watching nothing else, hey. And the video that I got coming up at 7, YouTube took it down. I appealed it, and they'd say, hell no. So what I did, I had the video, and I edited the part that they had an issue with. So now there's no issue. So I would love for you guys to go and watch that. See why they want to take this down. Lord have mercy. YouTube, boy, they gave me. Well, I'm good. I don't have nothing on my thing, cause it's my first. Y'all, that's YouTube. That's YouTube stuff. That's content creator stuff. But yeah, certain things you can't say on YouTube, y'all. Let's just say that. That's why when callers call in, callers gotta know the YouTube lingo. Cause YouTube will you see when you say stuff about the jab, saying stuff about the jab, yeah, you can't speak nothing against the VACCINE. If you speak anything against that, yeah, YouTube gonna give you the smoke. That's why Pastor Peter Chambers his channel is down right now. They gave him 7-day suspension. 7-day suspension for Mr. Chambers. So when you're talking about the VACCINE, right? You have to use code like Cobra Venom, Rat Poison, something that your people know. Yeah, you gotta use the code. That's what you gotta do. If you don't do that, and you say certain things behind it, even if it's not intended to be in context of it, yeah, they're gonna take down your video, man. I'm talking about 20 seconds or 5 seconds of a clip. They took down my video. My video was 3 hours long, and they took down that video because of 20 seconds. I don't even remember how long or how much views that video got. But once they take down your video, yeah, you not getting all that work is gone. All that work is gone. That's why I say, man, I don't know how many people would be open to joining Patreon, where we could really talk about some stuff free, you know what I'm saying, and get some exclusive content over there to become a member. I don't know, this audience, no disrespect, but this audience, I just don't know. I'm not sure how many people are willing to patronize the platform coming out of their pocket, no matter how small it is. I don't know. I just don't know how much percentage of you guys are willing to actually pay for a Patreon. You know what I'm saying? A monthly fee off Patreon. I know a lot of you live overseas, yes, but how many people are willing to pay? So I don't know. My safest bet is to just be careful and follow the guidelines here, and then we could take it from there. But I ain't gonna belabor the point. I did another 3 hours. Goodness gracious, Lord have mercy, man. I'm. Hey, y'all have a good one, man. Sassity, everybody. Bye.